Nicole.
And I'm Shelby.
you look
I'm not
tired.
gonna lie. I almost said I'm stressed.
It starts with an S too. It totally counts. I
It really
almost
does. It really does.
I almost made the next joke of like just like naps. I'm naps. And I'm like, oh, N and naps and Nicole and nope, that doesn't work the same way. That's how
Oh,
tired I am.
that's how
Nap.
tired you are. You are naps.
I am
Um,
naps.
this is such an exciting day though because this episode is the last episode of season 1.
Season finale. Pew, pew, pew. I gotta
Oh
figure out
no!
a
If you say finale, that means it feels. I feel pressure. I feel pressure by finale.
I am gonna end on a cliffhanger, and I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Just
It would
kidding.
be really funny.
If we
Maybe we
just
will
drop
end on a
off.
cliffhanger. That would be actually.
Oh,
I think we should. Maybe we'll end on a cliffhanger.
and maybe the cliffhanger will be what was the
Maybe we'll end on
cliffhanger,
a
girls?
cliffhanger. Maybe we won't.
Yes, there we go. No, I'm pretty
Love it.
excited. I love that there's podcasts that do year round, and then I love that there's podcasts that do kind of on time and off times, because for us, we know that parenting is just exhausting all the time. And we have so much
But
going
also
on.
super seasonal.
It's super
Like
seasonal. It
there
really
are
is.
very, very obviously chapters of mothering and
Yes,
parenting.
yes. Oh, speaking of chapters, and we're totally going to get in this, and this is one of the reasons. But following today's season finale, my um my what is it called? We just talked about it. Cliffhanger. My cliffhanger is that tomorrow starts potty camp for 3 days at my house, and I'm closing the chapter on diapers. And I'm
Hopefully, you're
oh,
hopefully closing the chapter on diapers. Knock
knock on
on
wood.
wood.
No, I'm
If you
pretty
could hear the sound of my
excited.
voice, please knock on wood for her. Thanks.
I am pretty excited. We had such a hard time in the past, and I'm really hopeful that we've like taken my husband and I have actually made jokes that we have a little bit of trauma around potty training, because it's hard in a co-parenting situation where my stepson went back and forth and had different consistencies and different other things, and so like we're kind of excited to
Communication,
have
different words being used.
exactly. So we're just kind of excited to have like full control. And so we've just decided to go all in on the like 3 days of like, you wake up tomorrow morning and you're like, bye bye diapers. We're not a diaper boy anymore. And
Is it the
you're
same kind of
naked for three
anticipation
days.
as like the first bite of food? Like there's all this lead up and all this research, and it's like it's such an obvious milestone, because like we don't wake up on the day of your child's first steps and be like, this is the day they're
Oh,
going to
yeah. It's
walk.
like the
You know what I
preparation.
mean? Like, but you do. You wake up. Oh, well, I mean, some people do wake up and go like, all right, I went grocery shopping. I have the groceries. We're going to try. For us, it was avocado first. Like, so is
I would
that like
say,
your
yeah.
anticipation level?
Yeah, for me, the bigger one has been comparing it to swim lessons. Because
Mm,
we have been doing those as well, and it's kind of one of those, when you're in the swim lesson, it's not very pleasant, but knowing that you're giving your child the skill for the rest of their life is. So
right.
we're kind of
It's
there.
kind of an
We're,
important skill.
but my husband would probably compare it to the solid food thing, because when we gave our child his first bite of food and he smeared it all over the table, I saw it reflected in my husband's eyes of like, oh no, we're at this stage. Here we go.
Oh,
We're here.
oh no. Just like when you make it to a new level of so like if if you're listening to this and somehow you've made it through the entire first season of Matching Mom Jeans without finding out that I'm a massive nerd. Spoiler alert. I am. I once
And there we go.
prided myself for a long time. It has been a fact about me that the first video game I ever beat completely by myself was Donkey Kong.
I was there.
Um, well, yes, you were there for most of it.
I
Most
was.
of the
What is it?
battle that was me and Donkey Kong. I don't even know how old I was. I wasn't very old, and it was on my little Game Boy Color, and I just loved it so much, and
I'm
I took it
trying to
so incredibly seriously. But for me, like like dun dun dun, you've entered the new stage. It's kind of like when you finally beat that level of a Donkey Kong, and then you get to the next level and just immediately die because there's some new big bad.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're like yes, and then you hit go on the next level, and then it's like no.
But that is kind of what potty training's like. Like, I'm just going to tell you as somebody who has not yet gone through it. You do this big lead up and you're like, bye bye diapers. And then no one remembers to tell you that it's only for daytime. Like,
Right, right. It's
you,
bye bye diapers, except for when we're traveling on the plane for a long time and
yeah.
also at night and then during swim time, pool time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's a lot of asterisk down at the bottom kind of happening with potty training.
No more diapers ever, except for tonight after your bath. We are going to put one on because mommy doesn't want to change your sheets tomorrow morning.
If the sun is up, the diapers are away. They're afraid of
There
the
we go.
light.
They
Um,
are. Well, poor
No, because
Rory.
your son would take it very seriously and he'd be like, "The sun needs my butt." And then he would just not wear anything.
Well, that's what's happening for the next 3 days. And Rory, they were instructed to find plans for themselves because I was like, you can either be home and participate in potty camp, which means I cannot protect you from the tiny, tiny little human of nakedness. Um, or you can disappear, and I am granting you the opportunity to be gone.
Maybe the
So,
most naive part of this entire episode is that you think that after he spends 3 days without clothes, you're going to be able to put clothes back on him.
oh, I'm not going to. This is me right now signing my own death warrant. My child has been a nudist since the day he was born,
You have
and he
spent
is
2 years fighting
trying.
the desire to be naked 24/7.
Yeah.
My
Well,
child
so
is the exact opposite. So when we potty train, we're going to have to be wearing like a
long
dress or
dresses.
something
Yeah.
because
Yeah. Well,
she does not do naked.
yeah, well, that's how our older boy was, but and he doesn't even like to be shirtless. But yeah, my youngest, his dad actually told him the other day, was like, "You will put clothes on now because as soon as you learn not to use diapers anymore and we can trust you, you don't have to wear diapers anymore." And he was like, "Okay, go in the potty." We were like, "Good. Here's your motivator. There you go."
Nice. Not food motivated, not praise motivated, naked motivated.
Exactly. As we all should be. But yeah, so I just love like, yeah, as we all should be. But like
What a phrase to say right then. We're just gonna breeze past that. We're just moving on. Okay, so you're potty training. Um, you also have a lot of stuff going on with work. I want to give a little bit of insight into what's going to be happening
in our
between
off
now
time.
and when we come back from break.
Yay,
Because
summer
it's a little
vacation.
bit like summer vacation, except for not.
It's summer vacation starting in the fall because nobody really likes summer vacation because summer vacation's too hot. No, yeah, I'm really excited. We've got some like family dynamics changing stuff. We've got the kids getting involved with stuff. I'm really excited to potentially take the 2-year-old to a tumbling course, which is going to be um
Oh, I'm
we
so
will have
ready for tumbling.
we will have an entire podcast. I promise you an episode right now where I write
Tumbling
down every single
Tuesday.
exactly. I write down every single emotion I have during that first tumbling class because it's going to be a roller coaster. So I'm excited about that. I've also got stuff happening professionally, which is going to be kind of nice to because this has been something we really wanted to devote so much time and attention and love to. And so I'm very excited about like not having to choose one or the other. Now I can devote the same love and
Right.
attention to I'm bringing back on clients. So I've actually like started back family sessions, which is really excited. I'm doing
That is exciting.
some co-parenting communication, some parental regulation skills, and then we're also bringing in I have a family right now I'm working with on just like bringing some harmony to their house before they bring in another sibling and just like getting everybody kind of um, to a place where we can bring in the chaos of another child. And so I'm really excited to be doing it again. I keep telling my husband, I feel like I'm physically sore from reintroducing that muscle to my body of like, hey, here's how you do all of these things to help other people and listen through these sessions and pay attention for sustained periods of time to someone who's not 2 years old. And then also, I, spoiler alert, have been working on a book series, and I am going to spend some time this fall um, capitalizing on the ability to like speak with some agents and some publishers. And I got to start doing that last week, and it's going to
Free
be
up
really
some meeting
fun.
time in your schedule for the fancy meetings.
Yes,
I'm
because
very excited about that next step for you because I think that like the general concept of ideas of the books that you want, your characters just have so much life in them, and I really hope that I know either way it's going to be an interesting experience to go through the process. It's going to be a great learning opportunity, but I also really hope that it like turns into like a book that I can sit down with my daughter and read, you know?
well, my husband jokingly said it'll be a book regardless. He's like, it's just what quality of book it will be.
Fair,
You know, it's like that.
you
It's like
know.
that. If not, not if, but when. But it's
We
not what,
stand a
but what
realistic
size.
cheerleader, you know? That's the cheerleader on the side going, there's only 10 minutes left in the game. You know, like it's gonna end eventually. There will be a winner. That's the there will be a winner vibes that everybody needs to keep them grounded.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's been
That's
fun.
so funny.
It's been fun to be exploring that. One of the biggest like deep breaths I took yesterday was one of the publishing agents was like, "I think you should make this into a series," and I was like, "Homeboy, I have 3 children."
Make this into a series. That's funny that you say that because I like to watch series slowly over years because I have
Yeah.
3 children and very limited amounts of free time to use my brain for things. So
You
it's
want to?
funny that you say that because everybody loves a good multi book series, but it's going to take me 15 years to do that. And most
Yeah.
of that time is just waiting for them to get old enough to drive away.
Exactly. Well, and it was really funny because one of the other publishing agencies that I was speaking with and did a query with was they were like, "Why now? Why have you decided now is the time to publish your book?" And I was like, "Because I'm almost done potty training." Because I was manifesting. I was like, "Because I'm
I'm
almost
almost
out of
done
the."
potty training.
I'm manifesting that the time I've spent on diapers and the efforts that that has taken out of my soul will now be able to be refocused into marketing and
No,
launching a book.
no, you know what it is? You know what it is? All the time that you have to sit there next to him, waiting on him to use the potty, is going to be devoted to the mental energy of developing this book.
Exactly. I now
I
have
find
time to
myself with a
write.
lot of sedentary time now because I'm
Exactly.
almost done potty training.
You want a series? Well, can one of the books be about potty training? Because I'm
Because-
really an expert on that right now. I'm just really, it's really I'm in my potty training era. Okay.
potty training era.
So but that's I mean so it's gonna be I'm really excited because we've been talking you and I've been talking a lot about like probably re doing season 2 by like January, which I'm excited about, so we're
Ooh,
get through
ooh,
the
you just put
holidays.
a date out there. You just threw a date out there as
No, no.
if we were sure committing to that.
January has
But it is going to be a
31
couple
days.
months. Couple months minimum, 10 years maximum. We're coming back, we promise.
When it happened with the Jonas Brothers. The Jonas Brothers did it, guys.
Yes. Yeah, that's the thing. The Jonas Brothers, the Matching Mom Jeans sisters, they're more alike than you think they are.
they
Well, I
they yeah, you've got well, I would say like my timeline is so vague, but you have some like more sturdy
oh,
things
pretty
coming
much
along.
from the moment that I put my microphone away today, it's just from now
Exactly.
until January or maybe the next 10 years. But we have a lot of big things happening in our lives too. We are moving.
Yeah.
We are on the wait list for a couple daycares. We originally had her in a daycare, but not in the place we're moving to now. So now we're back on wait list.
Wait.
But my daughter's
You jumped over
you
that
what?
simple little word moving. But moving involves packing and making lists and talking
Well,
to
if you back it up
realtors.
even further, we've lived in this house for 6 years. So moving involves purging,
Oh no.
and then packing, and then actually getting there. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing
Yeah.
with
You
an
just made it
18-month-old.
you made it such a short little word. Oh, we're moving.
Yeah, well,
Done.
I think about it constantly. So, but even more exciting from like a me perspective is we're moving for my husband's job, which means that Friday was my last day of work
Yay,
at
shiny
my
new
job that I love
opportunities.
so much. And rather than being sad about it, I have been devoted to, if I'm going back to work, I am going to go back to work to a job that I will love just as much. And so I
Aw.
am looking forward to the next step of my career, and there's some really interesting positions out there and some really really great causes that I believe in, and so I'm excited that maybe by the time we start our next season I will have started the next stage of my career. And I think that that could be like, I don't know, that could be pretty exciting. Like last fall, well last I mean, a year and a half ago when I went back to work after having my daughter, it was a pull on me to be home and to get this time with her. And she was not thriving in daycare, and she could not communicate her needs to her caregivers. And it was such a hard, difficult time for all of us. It really was. And I was really, really weighed down by the weight of the postpartum depression that I was trying to sort out my own feelings and what was actually best for my family and what I needed. And I could not find that balance. And I know now that that balance looks different every day. I have enough friends who are working moms that I feel like I can confidently say, like, I'm really looking forward. I mean, obviously I've learned that there are, you know, days that are going to be more balanced than others and weeks that are going to be more balanced than others. Like that's a difficult balance to maintain, but I have seen it done successfully. And that's not something that I had seen a lot of this time last year. I was kind of
Yeah.
winging it. I work in a male dominated field. Every single one of those um, of my coworkers' children was raised by their stay-at-home mom while their father did what I was doing, like that kind of, it's just
Yeah.
it wasn't the same. And now I have seen it work so much more successfully and intentionally with some of my friends who are moms. I've also seen and been through it the signs of what's not working and how and what adjustments are out there to be made, and so
Yeah.
and I haven't decided yet if I'm going full time or part time because we will have moved and we will have adjustments to do. But I am excited to see what that looks like. My daughter's also grown so
Oh,
much. She
it's
does
back on the
communicate her
horizon.
needs. She does communicate her needs. She thrives with people. She is now at a stage where I can walk out of the room and her, only comes screaming after me like 75% of the time, you know,
Or snacks mostly. I think if you
or
replaced
snacks.
you with a bag of snacks, I mean, it'd probably go down to like 30% of the time. So like
I mean, it could.
if
It could.
if a daycare worker learns to bribe her with food, you might be really successful.
Food, Taylor Swift songs, very specific ones, not just in general.
Is it still stay, stay, stay?
It
That's
is
my
still
question.
stay, stay, stay.
Because
And she
I
says
need
it. She
you
doesn't call it stay, and she doesn't ask for
to,
Taylor. She asks for stay, stay, stay.
which is, I mean, very specific. We do appreciate it. I do really want you to make a TikTok where um, there is someone moving a box of her toys, like, like fake moving, and the background is just her screaming "Stay, stay, stay" as a song.
Oh, she doesn't scream it. She sings it. She loves it.
Yeah, but I'm just I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
it's
like,
true. It's
it's
so
such a
true.
it's gonna be a really big vibe for her when she realizes what's going on. She's gonna be like, no, 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 everyone, we stay, stay, stay. This is what we do.
Well, yeah, and that's like a big thing too, is like that's a lot of transitions for somebody her age to handle. And so
Yeah.
all of these decisions kind of like build on each other. Obviously, there's nothing we can do about the move. The move is happening, but my career moves, her care situation, like moving to a big girl bed, like because we want to make
Oh,
the transition to a floor bed. She will be approaching her second birthday at the end of the year. So, we will be talking about potty training. All of those transitions, they all have to happen in a time that works for her. So,
yeah,
we'll have a lot going on in the in the
yeah.
in the next few months. Or we may not have a lot going on in the next few months because one of those things may be the only thing that we can handle at a time, and that will be the case. But also, I feel like it has taken me a year to get to that point where I am able to say that being a mother for me means knowing what being able to read what my family needs and what works best for us.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's been really nice for me to see it, of course, because I get to see it every day. But like, can you imagine? So, like, last October and November, when I was like, hey, do you want to do a fun thing with me? Could you imagine, like, that version of you being where you are now without having a panic attack?
No, there's no way. There's absolutely no way.
Exactly.
I don't even think
Yeah.
I would have had a panic attack. I think I probably you would have found me like hiding in my closet. Like there
Yeah.
wouldn't have been any energy in my body to panic.
Yeah.
I
And I
might have
get
just
that.
passed
I
out,
do.
honestly, like whoop, whoop, done.
just,
Like,
just
because
done.
I remember you asking if I wanted to contribute to the podcast, and I was super flaky.
Well,
Super flaky.
it took about 9 weeks to get you to say, yeah, of course, I've been wanting to do this whole time, but I just can't say yes because then if I back out, I'll feel bad.
Yes. I mean, that was
And I
exactly
was
it. Because I remember
like,
thinking, that's a
exactly.
super fun idea, but that's not who I am right now. I'm not super fun idea me. But you get back to being super fun idea you.
You
Like
do.
it takes a while. It also takes some sleep. It also takes some friends. It takes some eating some food and keeping your blood sugar up. You know what I mean? Like it
Um,
may take some SSRIs. You know what I mean? Like but you
and
get
some,
back to that's a fun idea version of you.
you need Taylor to release some more music from the vault, and you need
You do need
you
Taylor to
need
release more
it
music.
to stop
Taylor, if you
raining.
ever hear this, we need more vault. We need you to start putting stuff in the vault right now so that in 10 years we still have stuff coming out of the vault. Please put things in the vault right
Yes,
now. Thank you.
load the vault up because we're going to need you to get Taylor. Did you know his name is not Lautner? It's Lautner.
I listened to his podcast, so yes, I did know that.
Okay, okay. Well, I didn't listen to his podcast. I do now. But we need you to put stuff in the vault so 10 years from now he can come back and also re-release things from the vault.
Yes, absolutely.
I need this to be a 10-year thing for me because in about 10 years I'm going to have teenagers. I can't do this alone.
Oh man. But yeah, so I mean like there's so much going on that it is wild to think about the next time we sit down to record a
Mhm.
podcast. But it's also so crazy to think about the first time we sat down to record a
I
podcast.
know. It's
Like
going to be
I
so fun.
couldn't get my
Also,
microphone to turn on. You couldn't get your
or
microphone to turn on.
no,
It took
I
you like
couldn't.
4 episodes to figure out what the red light meant.
Oh, okay, but in my defense, why would the red light mean on and no light mean off?
Someone's never worked in radio before.
I guess
It
so.
shows. It
I was
shows.
I was like, it's showing me a red light because very clearly it means alert, alert, you're not recording anything. It's not on. You need to turn this on.
It was so funny the day that you were like, "Oh my gosh, that's what that
Look at
means."
this. Yeah, I know. And now I'm just completely just screwed over because my husband was really sweet and bought me a new microphone that I'm going to be using and learning to use in the fall and all that. And it's red all over. So now it's gone. It's
Oh no, not
it
red.
came in the mail and he was like, yeah, it's just like the one you have now. And it's not. It's double the size and it's red. And I was like, this is not what I would have considered exactly the
If
same.
by just like the one I have, you mean it also records my voice. Yes, it's just like the one I have. Oh my goodness gracious.
Functionally, it's listed in the same department in Amazon.
So funny. Well, Amazon departments got
I
really confusing. But okay, so like let's go back. Let's take a walk down memory lane. What
go
was your
back,
favorite podcast this season?
back to the beginning.
What?
Oh, isn't that a Hilary Duff song? Let's
Yes,
go back, back to the
off of
beginning.
Metamorphosis, which is arguably one of the best albums of our generation.
I
Thank you
couldn't
for
remember. I was like, it's the one where the rain falls down.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Exactly.
No,
It's
you asked.
teal. Her hair was very
It's
blonde.
very blonde, and it's her whole face covers the whole CD.
It's called
Um,
Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis. Got it. Oh, you asked. So you asked what my favorite was.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah,
I
I don't
don't.
know. Talk about an episode. That works.
Ugh, okay, there's a lot of those. I mean, I
Ooh, I didn't hear
liked.
your thoughts yet on my friends coming on the podcast. It was like we had like a
It
super fun
was.
sleepover. We didn't have a
It was.
sleepover. Our kids were sleeping,
Your kids had a sleepover.
right?
It sounded really fun. I mean, like, I spent the whole time listening, like, this sounds like a party, man. Like, I want
It
to be
was a
part of this
party.
party.
Um, Fun fact, I didn't know how to work the software, so we recorded the whole thing as a video
Oh, I
as
know.
well as a podcast, which is
I'm just
even
gonna hold
better
on
when
to
you
that.
realize that we were all using the same microphone.
I was about to say, I'm just gonna hold on to that little file for myself, and it's just gonna come back out one day from the vault, if you will. I may
Well,
just provide it to Taylor for the vault.
I I kept a couple of the bloopers for myself.
Oh, good. Very nice.
There's a really solid blooper that has already been quoted in our group chat many times. Um,
Nice.
but
I like it.
I appreciated Kaylee and Rebecca taking the time, and then also we've had Lori and we've had Mom,
Mhm.
and
With
like
mom on Mother's Day was so much fun because I had so much fun just like taking everybody loves taking BuzzFeed quizzes, but I had a lot of fun comparing them with mom. And then I ended up like afterwards talking to several people who had gone through the same list as us and just like rapid fire sending me their answers.
oh
And
my
it
gosh,
was pure
that's
chaos.
fun.
And I just love that so much. Yeah, no, I'm sitting here thinking I really like all of the ones where I complain about having to host birthday parties. It was
Birthday party
supposed to
vibes.
just yeah, birthday party vibe. Well, only because it's summertime and my stepson's birthday was yesterday and we survived. We did. We did. I'm so glad. Rory is next and they're in November. So I am going
I
to
loved Rory's episode too. That was
yeah,
one
I
of
was
the
about to
most
say
real conversations that like we could have sat down and had, and I just appreciated them taking the time to be on it.
well, and for anybody listening to this and going, well, I didn't really understand some of what Rory said, I'm going back through and piece by piece because the way that it worked was Rory and I were sharing a microphone, which will no longer be an issue because now we have a second microphone, blah, blah, blah. Rory and I were sharing a microphone, and then you were in another audio file because you were over online. And so there wasn't a way to raise Rory's voice without making mine too loud. So I'm going through and cutting the pieces where Rory is talking
Painstakingly.
versus and I'm talking. Well, I'm just trying to make it so there will be a re-release sometime, maybe in the next few weeks, maybe in the next few months, sometime before season 2, there will be a re-release where you can actually understand everything Rory's saying. It will exist. It will happen. I am not 100% sure how long it's going to take me. But it'll happen. It'll be there. No yawning. What are you doing? Why can you yawn? No
I'm
yawning.
sorry. I I'm really sorry. I just totally lost it and yawned for a second. Um, it's
You
like you
think
said,
I'm
we got a
that
lot going on.
boring?
This is why Magic Mom Jeans is taking a summer break at the end of summer. Because, you know, sometimes we have to yawn. But I really,
Sometimes we
really
sometimes we have to yawn mostly all of September. We do need to yawn all of September. Oh,
definitely will be yawning all of September.
I do have to say, when we were talking about when we were talking about with the book publisher person yesterday about the series, and like I was like, I don't have time to write other books in this series. I suddenly totally understood. Even though I'm continuing to be frustrated, you and I have several book series we're reading that we're waiting on the next installments for, and I was like, dang it, now I understand.
Right?
I was like,
Oh
oh no,
man.
I
You
now
know,
empathize.
that's the other thing too is we're going to be completely different people on the end of this because there are multiple of the book series that we have that are releasing between September 1st and the middle of November, and we will finally know how some of these cliffhangers are resolved, and I may be a different person by the time we get
I
to
I do
season 2.
I do anticipating. I'm also going to have two, if not three, surgeries. Not seizures. Please, no seizures. I'm having two, if not three,
Right? Don't
surgeries.
speak that into
So
existence.
I will. I'll be missing some of my. I'll be missing my tonsils and my adenoids. I'll be, um, hopefully
There'll be
better health
significantly less
all.
body parts in your body.
It's just gonna be a really chaotic like time. It's gonna be really. I kind of understand. You know, growing up, one of my best friend's mom was a teacher, and like she would always say like, "Oh, it's summer vacation, so we have to do absolutely everything now," like big like dentist and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, that's what it feels like. It's like, okay,
Oh yeah.
we've got a couple months where we're not recording podcasts. Time to take out my tonsils so I can't talk.
I mean, it's real though.
It's very real though.
So, okay, so
No,
those are things that might be changing in season 2. What can we expect to be the same in season 2?
I mean, I'll still be here. I
Same.
hopefully,
Surprise.
hopefully will still have the same three children. I don't intend on swapping any of them out at the store.
Don't add to the population, don't subtract from the population.
Don't exchange the population. Um, I hope to have maintained the number of chickens and cats that live at my house. The bees will probably have more of, because I didn't know
Yes,
that bees only live like 3 weeks and then they make more, and then
you'll probably have
that's a
quite a few more
constant,
bees.
it's a constant fluctuation. No, I think like, all goofing aside, I still want this to be a conversation around motherhood and parenthood, around the struggles and the triumphs and the I've got like a huge list of really wonderful people who've reached out that are like, hey, I would love to hear about this thing, or I would love to come on and talk about this thing. And so I'm actually going to be a lot more intentional about that over the next couple of months, so that we um,
Right, we're going
kind
to
of
bring
have.
receipts in season 2. We're going to spend some of this time digging into some of our like deeper topics and have like some receipts when we talk about
Yes,
different
yeah,
research and stuff like that.
yes. Well, and there's just so much constantly changing in the lives of parents, um, and it really is just going to be really exciting. I also think, like you going back to work, me working from home, like those are two dynamics that are going to change our own understandings of motherhood, and
Really though.
that's gonna be really exciting.
That's a
I think.
difference though. We were talking about things that are the same.
Oh, you're right. Well, isn't something that's the same as that things are always different? um,
Yes, fortune cookie. That is true. I guess
I'm
we could
sorry.
also expect your obscure references and maybe just a tiny bit of rambling.
That's all I got for you, man.
It's
I'm,
going to
I'm
stay
sorry.
the same. Okay, so now we need to find a cliff to hang this on.
Well, I live near the Appalachian Mountains. Should I go find one?
Those are not the kind of cliffs we're talking about.
um,
Bum bum bum. I mean, I
what
guess we've left some questions open. Where is Shelby moving? Will your son potty train? Um,
That's not funny.
does
Don't
the
say
new mic work if the light is on? Like there are some clips we can hang this on. I'm so looking forward to season 2. I really am.
that. Yeah. I mean, so
I'm
wait. I
really
was just.
because I've really come to enjoy this time every week.
It's a lot of fun. I really. I don't know. my mind is just spinning. Like, I haven't really been able to prepare to sit down to have this conversation with you because my mind is already spinning about how much fun it's going to be to prep and plan and constantly have this conversation, because it may be stopping. Like, we're not releasing any more episodes on Spotify, but that doesn't mean that we're not still going to be working through things, you and I together. And I already have like
The
28
Google
things that
Drive
I'm going
is
to message you about.
expanding, ever expanding.
Yes, exactly. So I'm just really excited about it. I'm really grateful. We have a really like significant amount of people who listen to us every week, and that's really exciting and really fun for me.
I
And
hope they
I'm
don't go away.
yeah,
Come
so
back.
that was my that's why I was like, we need to
We
we
need to
need to
make
make
sure
sure
that
that
you're following us on social media at Matching Mom Jeans on Instagram.
and TikTok.
We may have a TikTok by then. Our TikTok currently exists, but does not do anything.
Oh no, I'm gonna make it nicer. That's the
Okay,
thing.
go follow her on TikTok so that she has extra pressure to get the TikToks posted. That's what she needs in her life is extra pressure.
I need some nice pressure in my life. No, yeah, I do think it's an opportunity to grow.
And
I'm
if you
gonna be back.
follow
I'm
the
gonna be
podcast on Spotify or wherever you listen, you'll get alerted when we
when it
send
comes
out the
back.
season 2 trailer and starts releasing season 2 episodes. So that's like the best way to keep up, right? Social
Yeah,
media, following
and
on the platforms,
I was
and
about to say,
I
yeah, and
guess
we're not just on.
messaging us on Facebook. Because I do occasionally get
Well,
messages on Facebook about the podcast.
well, the other thing is, and I'll add it in the show notes. But everything is under the umbrella of my business, and so like I will be updating there as well. So that's one way. But also, just like I promise to scream it from the rooftops when we're back. I promise. I pinky promise.
Yeah,
So.
but how close are your rooftops to other people's rooftops?
I mean, I
You live
live near
out
the
far enough to
Appalachian
have chickens
Mountains.
and honeybees. Like, if I get close
I
enough to hear what
will.
you're shouting from the rooftop, will I get stung by a bee?
Oh man, JJ got his first sting yesterday. It was really sad.
Bum, bum, bum.
But it's been months, so that's successful. I'm rambling.
You know,
I'm sad. I don't want to hang up. You
I
hang up
mean,
first. No, you hang up first.
you hang up first. No, I think this has been a great addition to my life. I hope it's been a great addition to yours and to anyone listening. And I cannot wait to be back for season 2. Lots of surprises in store. Guarantee you're not going to be able to guess where I'm moving to.
I can guarantee you're not going to guess what our weird family dynamic shift is either. So,
Guarantee
and
you're not going to be able to guess how long it takes to potty train the naked boy. Because
or if he's even able to be put back into clothing by then.
oh snap! I mean,
I mean, all of
I'm
you
gonna
guys.
text you after this and get an over under on because we gotta have a potty training bet because why would we not, you know?
Exactly.
So I'm here
I'm
for
very
it.
excited.
If you're betting on your kids, if you're not betting on your kids, are you a good mom? Like, come on. You bet on him, I'll bet against him because that's what ants are for.
There we go. That's exactly it. Okay. Well, you're a very good mom and a good aunt with questionable betting practices.
You're a good mom, a great aunt, and a great podcast buddy.
You too.
If you're
Bye.
hearing the sound of our voice, you're a good mom or dad or just podcast listener. And we look forward to hearing from you and talking to you in your ears again on season 2.